welcome. Hi, Chili. So we're gonna be getting started in just a few seconds. I'm waiting to my OneNote to sync.
This must be some type of record. 3 days in a row. Good lord.
I I know, right? I know. Look at me setting records.
Don't get too comfortable. What's up, Will and Auntie?
Hello.
Hello, my love.
Was afternoon now.
It's a wonderful afternoon, and welcome everybody else who's listening. Welcome to Auntie Derek's Daytime Tea. Today is Wednesday, November 13th. Closer and closer to Thanksgiving. My kind of carrying on.
Such a beautiful sunny day.
Will, you better put them thumbs away. Don't you come for my favorite holiday.
Well, I have a hot take. I think Thanksgiving is a filler holiday that doesn't deserve to be recognized, but I'll leave that alone.
A
Filler.
filler holiday.
Yes.
How dare no, you are a filler holiday. How dare you?
You know what, Auntie? I'm gonna post that video. You keep messing with me. Let me find that video. I told you I got one in the chamber for you, Auntie.
Cover for things get talking about it's a filler holiday. You didn't say like something. It's like I don't know. I don't want to say Memorial Day. That might be offensive, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. Thanksgiving is not one of those filler holidays.
Yeah, just like Easter and St. Patrick's Day, Thanksgiving is right there.
Yeah, I have to agree. And the thing about my birthday being in April, like a
Mhm.
lot of times Easter takes away from the attention I'm supposed to be getting for my birthday. So I don't know how I feel about it, especially like if my birthday's on a Friday, it usually falls on a Good Friday. I'm like, Good Friday, my behind. I love the Lord, but today is about me.
Hello, like why didn't Jesus get up on a random Tuesday? Shit.
Child, speaking of, did y'all see the that Netflix movie that's coming out about Mary,
Mary who?
Mary,
Jesus?
the mother of Jesus?
No.
Oh yeah, I saw something like that.
Yes, and they're doing a. It looks like a drama type series. I think it's going to be a series about the story of Mary.
What network?
Netflix.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, here we go. My OneNote finally synced
I
from my
cannot wait
phone to
to
my
watch
computer.
it. It's so exciting.
Hi,
Hmm.
Chris. Welcome.
Hey, Chris. So
Jolie.
I think this is going to be the last week I talk about Sherry show. Because the response I'm getting is kind of like, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like, okay, we hear it, but we only want to hear it because we support you. We want to hear the tea, basically. Is that the sentiment across the room?
Well, to be honest, Auntie, like I did see there was. I understand the reasons why you created the show to begin with, but there's a disconnect, especially consider Sherry's audience is much older, and so naturally the news cycle for her show or in daytime in general is a lot slower than what the folks in this room are kind of exposed to because we are actively online and we're seeing things in real time, what have you. So, I mean, I get the correlation, but I don't see the value of including Sherry unless something like major happened. Like I could do without it, to be honest.
I really appreciate that feedback because look, I'm here for. I want y'all to like to interact and stuff, and it really when it comes to the share it, there's really not much interaction. It's just pretty much okay, good for her, and move on to the next story.
I don't
Yes,
know. Some of it is cute. She has some good guests on. I mean, all of them aren't, in the older age group. Um, we find out some little tidbits of things maybe that we didn't know about people. I wouldn't be sad to see it leave, but I don't dislike the segment.
Okay. All right, and I was talking to Happy about it as well, like in the in the back chats, and we were pretty much like she pretty much like said in not so many words she said that she would rather hear the tea as well. So
Yeah.
Hey, so yeah, I said I do it for this week, and then at the end of the week, I just honestly me not doing it. That's like one less thing that I have to do when I could just read the tea and bring y'all more of that. So I'm with
True.
it. But I'm still going to watch Sherry every day personally because I just love daytime TV. So, but yeah, like Will said, if, or Chill said, if something exciting happens, then I'll tell y'all that. But we won't I won't take notes on the show like I've been doing.
And then her giving away the trips and being able to enter for that. I mean that it's not
Yeah.
often. So
And speaking of, the word of the day today is I put is sand. I'm gonna put that in the chat, and I put on y'all will see on slide two that if you can click on Sherry Show's website, sherryshowtv.com, and click on Real Good Time Giveaway, put in your email to register, and then put in the word of the day, which is sand, SAND, and win that good old trip to Jamaica. So we just I won't talk about because I really won't. Like, I was actually having a nice conversation with my uncle at the time when it was on, but I was able to take some pictures of what she was wearing, and she had on a just really cute presidential like green jumpsuit with a pair of gold heels. I was like, okay, this is cute.
she
Cute, it's giving a cute
loves
little
stuff.
business casual.
I'm sorry, like her fashion style is giving every bit of confusion. You don't know what who she is through her fashion. It's just one week she's at the jazz club. Next week she's at the parent teacher conference. Next week she's giving church announcements, and this week I guess she's in the military. I am just so
Mhm.
confused.
I know she break out those gold heels every chance she gets.
Ugh.
Okay.
Those heels, how many times?
So yeah, looking like she ready for the Oval Office. No, no, it's giving pretty. Look like something Kamala would have wore with a blaze on her campaign trail.
Yeah, it's a cute little pantsuit. I mean, a jumper or whatever. I'm not mad at it.
Hmm.
But the gold heels just don't. They're not giving at all as a part of that outfit. To me, those gold heels are made more to me for a dressy, really dressy situation. I think she
Yeah.
would look better maybe in some nice ankle boots or another like a print or something on the heels to pop that jumpsuit. The gold is not doing it for me.
I agree with you.
I'm sorry,
So like,
just to backtrack slightly. Now that we're coming up the topic of feedback, what have you, I did have some concerns from like an IP perspective of utilizing her likeness and her logo to advertise these shows. I don't. I would hate for any legal repercussion to come from that because she's not part of it. So I
hmm
think it's another reason why it would be better to kind of transition the show away to just you.
look, and I agree with you because for some reason, a lot of people don't like to read or they can't read. And like when I first advertised it, some reason, I guess maybe because how the show's banner looks, they thought that like Sherry was going to be a part of this show. Like even when specifically said like it's going to be me talking about her show, her daily show, and then some other tea from the news or whatever. But people still thought that she was going to be a part of the show. And I'm like, no, and I never. But yeah, that advertisement does kind of make it look like she's going to be a part of this. Sherry is not a part of this. We would like for her to be, but well, I don't even know if we would like for her to be quiet as it's kept. No shade, but yeah, I agree. And since Happy was the one who designed this one, I'm gonna see if she can design me another one in the middle of her busy schedule. Cause
Yeah,
Happy, I know you listening. Even if you're not here live, I know you're gonna be listening later.
even that being the main picture, even advertising the show, it is. I can see how they could be confused by
Yep. Especially when they refuse to read.
that.
Even my cousin gonna see like the show, like the link for the show. Someone say, "Oh my God, is that real? Sherry Shepherd gonna be on there?" I'm like, "Okay, so you didn't read anything that was above the link? Okay, okay, girl." So anyway, Sherry's first guest that hi Quinn. Sherry's first guest that she had on there was the incomparable Deborah Morgan, honey, whom we adore. And fun fact, she is originally from Dunn, North Carolina. And I'm gonna share a picture of her. So my godmom, I know she's related to her somehow. She told me about it, and I forgot the details, but she did tell. I think that's her cousin or something. But she's from Dunn, and my godmother's originally from Dunn, North Carolina, which is about maybe an hour and a half away from Durham. So yeah, she was on there. Look, I didn't know. But she was on the show promoting Tyler Perry's new Netflix show, Beauty in Black. If you haven't seen it, I would highly recommend it. It was messy, and I loved it. And I'm definitely waiting for the new episodes to come out next week. But she had a role in that show she was talking about. And then, of course, that she was talking about like her legendary roles and how people still call her character from All My Children. What
Mm,
was her name on the show? I didn't watch that show, but I think it was Angie or Angela. And they were talking about how she and her co-star at the time on All My Children, they were like one of the first power black couples on a soap opera on daytime TV.
they were.
Yep. So that was nice to talk about. And they reunited on that show that only had one season on Fox, Our Kind of People, which I thought was really, really good. And I was hoping for another season to come out of it, but it didn't. But sh- but she was in there, and then a lot of Charm fans recognized her when she played the seer on Charm, that she was a evil, evil a bitch, honey. I tell you that.
Yeah, she stayed booked and busy.
Booked and busy. You better be booked and busy, Miss Debbie Morgan from North Carolina. We love it. And then the next guest she had was Maria Menounos, who I don't hate. I don't. I like. She just has this bubbly, infectious thing going on that makes me giggle every time I see her. And, not, somehow I knew the thumbs down was coming. I knew it. But, oh, and a tomato. Ooh. But yeah, what she did, she was in what was that show with what's his name? The Pendaverate that was on Netflix by Michael. I can't think of his last name at this second. The one who plays Shrek and Austin Powers, who's rumored to have a nasty attitude. Mike Myers. Mike Myers. And she played in the Pendaverate, and then they kept showing clips of her. And at the end of the clip, she just kept saying, "I'm Maria Menounos," and it just made me laugh every time she said it. So yeah, shit. I don't know what she was talking about. She was talking about some movie, and her husband got a production company or something like that, and some Christmas type movie she's gonna be doing. I really wasn't paying attention to the details. I'm sorry. But oh, and I forgot to mention what about Debbie Morgan. I didn't know Debbie Morgan was married 4 times, and she said her yes, her fourth husband. Like she feels like he's the one, and he's the one that she should have met years ago before the other three. I'm like, oh, I know them other three husbands is cussing her out right now. I think
Fourth time's the charm, please.
right, girl.
Liz.
And again, Quinn, you weren't here, but if you click on slide number 2 and enter in the good time giveaway and put in the word of the day, the word of the day today is saying. And I was also telling them that moving forward in future shows after this week, I will focus more on the tea and less about Sherry show, unless she does something on there big enough for me to talk about on here. So anyway, that was enough Sherry show. So let's get to the tea, honey.
Tea time.
Yes. And of course, y'all know I always like to start off with the latest Diddy news. So Chill, you mentioned yesterday that about his third at the bond out.
Mm-hmm.
So I just read and I'm sharing a link from the source. So he actually did just get a new date for that. And the new date is Friday of next week, Friday the 22nd of November. And what it says here in this article. So Diddy's legal team will return to the courtroom with a similar bail package that were previously presented to the court, which includes a $50 million bond and constant surveillance to avoid any sort of issues or violations. So, and this is where I think like, okay, it may kind of get that his attorneys may be on to something. And I'm not a lawyer, but this is just my opinion. But the reason I say that is because, I mean, y'all gonna hear when I read it, is because the attorney is actually bringing like previous cases that support their argument. So it
Mm,
says the point of contention is that Diddy's lawyers intend to point out other cases with similar circumstances in which the accused was still allowed to be free until their trial. One of the examples includes a sex trafficking case involving a CEO who had someone intimidating witnesses, with alleged victims being younger men. The bail package was sent forward, and that included a $10 million bond for the CEO and $500,000 for his alleged accomplice, which is substantially lower. And Diddy's legal team will be arguing these points. According to court reporter Megan Cunniff, whom most of us call Megan the Bob or Megan the Reporter, the new bail hearing will be on Friday, November 22nd at 2 p.m. in Manhattan, but prosecutors have until Friday this week, the November 15th, to dispute this hearing. So, yeah.
I can't think of any high profile person who stayed in jail until their trial. Harvey Weinstein comes to mind.
Hmm.
Um, and they have a point. He actually may get it this time.
I think so, because initially, before I read this, I was like, okay, dude, you trying for the third time. They already done told you no twice. What makes you think? But then after reading this, I'm like, oh, okay, so that's how they plan to do it. So, yeah, I keep watching. I'm sure I'm going. Well, I think it said that the trial will actually be next week at the same time of the show. So
Mm,
maybe I don't know. I'll figure out a way to get y'all the information.
yeah, they they definitely are doing their job.
Yep. Now the next piece of Diddy news that I have, well, again, it's not Diddy quote unquote, but it's Diddy adjacent. So y'all know Takashi 69 was arrested and thrown in the same detention center as Diddy is right now. And there have actually been rumors that Takashi and Diddy, sitting there sharing gossip about the music industry, having the prison toilet wine, just having them a little good gay old time. But his attorneys actually came out and said that this is not true. So, and I just shared a link from TMZ, and you'll see how it says in this article, Takashi is actually isolated from Diddy. He's currently in solitary confinement because they put like most high profile people, most celebrities in solitary confinement for their safety. And it says, we're told 69 is currently in isolation because of his notoriety, and that includes being separated from other famous people. Despite the confinement, did his 6 9's attorney, Lance Lazaro is his name. And despite the confinement, Lance assures us that 69 is not happy about being locked up, but he is happy about being one step closer to home. It says at Tuesday's hearing, we're told Takashi pled guilty to several violations of his supervised release, including going to Las Vegas without permission, failing to take a drug test when required, failing a drug test when he did take it, and traveling to Central Florida without permission, and not being truthful with his probation officer about the unauthorized trips. We're told the judge sentenced him to spend 30 more days in prison, followed by a month of home incarceration and a month of looser home detention, and finally a month of curfew. Mm-mm.
He gonna fail all that too.
Every piece of it. I have no faith in this boy, this Mexican boy who like to call us the N word, but that's another conversation for another time.
He need to be locked up for that hair.
Well, yes,
That alone.
yes, I agree. So, do y'all remember when I reported that story about Lil Durk, about him being locked up trying to do a hit for hire
Hmm.
against the rapper Quando Rondo? And Quando Rondo, his response, like his surprising response to me, was like pretty much like when he was promoting his single, was like, we losing too much of us out of all this senseless violence. It's time to kind of move forward. You remember that was his response?
Right.
I'm paraphrasing. Well, people are saying that he is really like he is real about that, about his new Christian type life. because what he did recently, he was just in an interview with academics, and he got up and walked right out. And you want to know why? Because academics, he said he used the term devil's advocate. And Quando
Wow.
Rondo was like, I don't play with no devil, man. So I get up, take these microphones, and walk off right now. But he eventually came back and did the interview. But yeah, he was serious about that. Don't use nothing about no devil, whether it be a devil's advocate, a devil's food cake, deviled eggs. I don't want to hear none of it. Don't you say the devil's name around me or I'm walking out.
Well, why was he in the booth with academics in the first place? I mean,
Hey,
I, I'm, I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping.
unfortunately, and I hate to say this, but academics has made a name for himself in this hip hop media thing, and a lot of people, unfortunately, look to him for information.
Hmm.
And he hobnobs with a few, like he hobnobs with Drake, like he
Yeah, he does.
so some people look so if somebody in the hip hop industry were to go to him, I would see why they because they looking for views and they'll unfortunately I keep saying unfortunately, but unfortunately get it by watching DJ Academics and his fat ass.
Yeah, he got the followers. I guess. I get it.
Hmm. But I just thought that was funny. And what this reminded me of, y'all remember that thing that was going around when this girl said she was dating a dumb dude and she used the word derogatory around him and he thought it was another man. He was like, who the fuck is derogatory? I ain't playing with you. Who is derogatory? And I'm like, derogatory? Honey, you better watch out. You in danger, girl.
Ooh, Lord, I can't.
I got something else you want you gonna say I can't too, honey, because this is now I know you have seen this where there was this guy named Josh, how do you say his name? Josh Sater, and he was pretty much calling himself doing a quote unquote social experiment by pretending to be trans and was trying to point out like liberals or the left are like are not as accepting as they say that they are, some shit he said. And then he did
Yeah,
this he done put on lipstick and stuff and was wearing dresses.
I've seen
But
it.
then uh-huh, and you saw how he wasn't getting the response that he was looking for. People were pretty much very welcoming of him, very, and I'm calling him a him because he's not a trans person, he's an asshole.
Right.
Now, I don't know if you knew this, but he actually did date a trans person by the name of Monica Beverly Hills.
Oh.
Uh-huh. And Monica Beverly Hills, chill, you probably remember this when she was on Drag Race All Stars. She did that song that I was saying, that song that was so bad and it was so good. Not a soul can clock.
Mm.
Not a soul can clock. Not a soul can clock. But yes, that's the iconic Monica Beverly Hills. And I'm sharing an article. She actually responded to all this mess. And I want to try to even though I'm using my phone's hotspot and I want to try to play the video clip. I'll try. I'm gonna play a few seconds of it, and y'all just let me know. But before I share the clip, I'm sharing this news article from Pink News, where it pretty much outlines the whole situation that goes on. You see in this image here, that's Monica Beverly Hills, and that's Josh.
She looked like someone on the timeline, if you know what I mean.
Oh, oh, oh. Well, yes, I do know what you mean. But yeah, so she actually responded to all of this because people there was a video that was done about him and pointing out his hypocrisies and stuff. And Monica Beverly Hills, she retweeted that video and was pretty much telling the girl like, "Thank you, whoever you are." And let me see if I can share my screen really fast.
I do remember Josh, like, at the start of the Ponderosa, he was on social media with his goofy ass grin on his face and trying to make suggestive content geared towards LGBTQ folks, and now all of a sudden he's spiraling up because Monica had essentially dumped him. It's just stupid.
Mhm.
It just goes to show that no matter what, if a person is white, they are white before anything else. And this is just another example of them exercising their toxic ways and said privilege. So I don't take him seriously at all. He kind of looks a little what's the PC word? The
Get
light
color.
bulb, the light bulb is not fully lit.
It's on
Hmm.
dim.
Yes, very dim, and that's as high as it goes. Yes.
Well, what does he supposedly have a reputation for other than being ignorant?
Well,
Just
he
showing off his body in some aspects. He was, I guess you can call it modeling. Anybody could be a model now, child. But it's like adult content, like OnlyFans and that type of thing.
Oh, okay.
hmm Yeah, and I
So,
wasn't familiar with this guy, but what I read in this article, they said he did compete on The Bachelor. He wasn't on there long, and then he
mhm,
came out as bisexual in it said last year or something like that.
okay.
But yeah, I'm not familiar with him. I just know what he's done and that asshole stuff he's done.
So nothing. Okay.
Yeah. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna share my screen and I'm gonna start playing this video. I'm gonna play a few seconds and I'm gonna pause and then ask y'all how it came up.
Transgender woman was Monica Beverly Hills of RuPaul's Drag Race. Yeah, and then after Monica dumped
Okay, how was that?
It was choppy.
It was choppy. Okay, damn it. So I won't play the whole video, but I'm gonna actually put the tweet in the chat so that way y'all can like see it and bookmark it. But yeah, the video I wanted to show was like a minute long, pretty much explaining what was going on. And Monica, y'all see the link I just gave you was Monica's actual tweet and saying like this, whoever she is, tell you I said thank you for this. And then
Mhm.
somebody else replied, it was like, girl, all jokes aside, I'm sorry you had to deal with this unhinged shit. And Monica replied, thank you so much. She said, thank you so much. It's something I don't wish upon anyone. Took me a whole year to finally talk about it.
Wow.
Yeah. But I like Monica though. And even though she really doesn't give it on Drag Race, I still like her story because she was the first one to on her season, she was the first one to come out as trans while filming. Now before Kylie Sonique Love, she came out as trans, but that was after the show was done and Kylie came out as trans during the reunion. But Monica, she did her transition like on while they were filming the show, like in the first couple of episodes.
Mm.
So but then she came back for All Stars and unfortunately gave us nothing, and then was the second to go home. So, but I still like
Well,
Monica.
somebody got to be the first or the second.
Hmm. But she did come up with that iconic "Not a Soul Can Clock" song. I was even listening to that on Spotify myself, honey.
It's funny how mediocrity can have a presence online like this guy, Josh. It's crazy.
And then had the nerve to wear the ugliest red lip. I'm like, you could even find a color that goes because you already just flushed out and red and look like a big ass cherry head, and then you gonna have nerve to put on that red, bright red lipstick along with your red face. It's you don't
He
even
was
get me
trying to
started.
be he was trying to be funny.
Yeah,
And nothing was going to save him. No color in the world could make him any bit of attractive. Bless his heart.
well, Glorilla, she said that she is single and saving herself for marriage, honey, or like she would say, merge. So I'm
Okay,
sharing
yeah,
a
Glow.
link from People. Okay. She said she gonna be single and celibate until God send me my husband. So the link I just shared pretty much talks about her because there has actually been speculation of her dating somebody who says somebody by the name of Damian Lillard who goes by who performs under the moniker Dame Dollar. So I don't know who this person is, but he played for the it looked like he plays for the Milwaukee Bucks and he raps. So I don't follow sports ball, so I definitely wouldn't know who he is on that end. But I personally have never heard of his music. but they have actually been working together. They've done some music together, but have been speculating that they messing around, or they in a secret relationship. And Damon Lillard, or Dame Dollar, he actually filed for a divorce from his wife Kayla, with whom he shares 3 children. He divorced her last year, so, and he was like, "This is hilarious. Nah, I keep my personal life personal, and I let it be that. I respect her as an artist," said Lillard at the time. "We know each other. She's an artist. I'm an artist. But as far as anything else, it ain't nothing else going on. That's what I can tell you." So that's what Dame
Good,
said. And I'm
good.
glad he did say that. Yeah.
That is not your husband, girl.
Exactly.
That's not him. It's not him.
And then people have been speculating that she got something going on with Speedy Mormon. Now, he
Well,
might be her husband with his little cute self.
let him keep speculating. She don't need to say nothing. Just let people speculate. Don't give them anything. Give them nothing.
That's right.
Stay out your
She
personal
go
life.
she gonna continue to stay single and celibate till God send her a husband.
Good for her. I mean, she does have a strong religious background.
She better with a name like Gloria Hallelujah.
Yeah.
So there's actually a new that I didn't know about. There's a new documentary about boy bands that's currently on Paramount Plus. I'm gonna watch it when I get a chance. But in this documentary, Chris Kirkpatrick, he reflects on how a lot of the group from NSYNC felt a lot of animosity after Justin Timberlake went solo. And I just shared a news from a news article from People, and you see the headline says Chris Kirkpatrick recalls a lot of animosity from NSYNC after Justin Timberlake's solo career forced pause. Go ahead, Will.
Yeah, I'm actually very familiar with the story. And so the story behind NSYNC itself, the induction of the group to begin with, was what's his name, Lou Pearlman. He already had the Backstreet Boys, and the Backstreet Boys were taking over the world in a sense. And so what he did was he created their own competition, which is fucking weird to begin with. And so in 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 excuse me, in response to Backstreet Boys, he created NSYNC. And so the entire intention of NSYNC was to highlight Justin Timberlake, and the goal was, after I believe the album was called Celebrity. After that album came out, the powers that be said that, okay, we're gonna pause, and then Justin's gonna drop his solo album, which was the intention all along. And then once he's done with that one album, they'll resume as the group. And guess what happened? They never resumed as a group.
Yep, and that's exactly what this article said, Will. Yeah, well, it didn't talk about the guy who, it didn't talk about like them doing that weird competition with the Backstreet Boys, but it pretty much did talk about like it was only supposed to be like a one-time thing. He was supposed to go on tour, and then they were supposed to come back and do new NSYNC music. But it didn't do that. It says, where it says here. It says 2002 was our last tour. Justin was going to start his solo album, which we were super supportive of. I thought it was a great idea. This was said by Lance Bass, and it said the label told us, "Look, come back in 6 months." We were supposed to go right into the next album, and that just never happened. So Lance Bass says the group was just phased out without any fanfare at all, no goodbye. We just never got back together. Now, Chris Kirkpatrick, he says it was hard. There was a lot of animosity at first. There was a lot of anger. There was a lot of resentment. I remember thinking, are we ever getting back together again? It was just a very confusing part of our life right there because we didn't know what was happening. And Lance Bass agrees. It says manager Johnny Wright explains how the release of Justin Timberlake's solo album Justified ended up taking his life on a different path. It says from Justin's standpoint, when he got the #1 album in the country, he got offers to tour around the world. It's like, how do you come back from that? I got to feel this. It's not that I'm saying goodbye. I just can't stop this, he said in the doc. So yeah. So they was pretty much saying business wise, I get that. Justin has the most talent in the world. Now I don't know why he lied like that. He said Justin has the most talent in the world. We wanted to give him that respect, but just tell us that. So
Hot take: JC was a much better singer and performer. Sorry.
wake it up, wake it up with his Tims, his baggy jeans, and his
And
thug
his thug
appeal.
appeal. Absolutely. Yes.
Then you affect a lot of people's livelihood when you just do that. They're thinking, you know, that their money is going to keep going because obviously, if they're not doing anything as a group, they're not making money anymore. They're just phased out. So that's probably a big part of the animosity, being left behind financially as well as performatively.
Hmm. Marcia, hey, my Jamaican queen.
Welcome,
So,
Marcia.
you
And
weren't here when I said this earlier, but if you click on slide two, Sherry Shepherd is giving away trips to Jamaica. So you put in the word of the day, which is sand, and when you a trip back home, girl.
to circle back to what I said initially about the two groups, there's only one of them that's still active and touring to this day. Can anybody guess who that is?
The Backstreet Boys,
Exactly.
and with good reason.
Ooh,
Hello, my Jamaican queen.
ooh, ooh. What's up, Marcia?
Hey, Jeremy. Auntie,
Hmm.
you want me to put sun
Mm-hmm.
and win
Yes,
a ticket to go back home?
absolutely. Yeah, especially if it's paid for by the Sherry Show.
Mm,
Now they definitely not gonna be taking you home. They're gonna be taking you to a resort. But again, it's still
exactly. I don't want to go. When I go home, I go to the country. Mosquito eat me up for 1 or 2 days. I go to river. I go down. Me no need no resort. I no need resort.
I
Mm.
know that's right.
Hello. Well, run me my wig, okay?
Wig
Run me
on the
my
head.
wig.
No.
Mm, that's okay. I know it's right there beside you on a headpiece, right there where you sitting.
It
Play
looks
with
good on me anyways. How about that?
me.
Ooh,
See, that's all you had to say.
Yeah.
That is all you had to say.
yeah, 'cause I honestly thought he made it clear a long time ago you won't get that wig back. But okay.
Don't
Nope.
worry. I'm gonna pop up. I'm gonna pop up at him and scare the shit out of him. Watch. Gym. He in the gym working out, and I just stand over him. Well, where my wig? See, you gonna see. You gonna see I'm gonna have it on video. Oh, I'm gonna wait until he having his workout with Jermaine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Pop up on his ass
Someone
for my
please
wig.
call 911.
What's up, crazy Quinn? I said, Lord, I gotta go in here to see this interview Auntie having.
Yes, honey. And well, and the next story I have is that we got some congratulations are in order. Candace Dillard Bassett finally gave birth to her baby and gave the exclusive to People magazine.
From the Housewives of the P.
Yes, ma'am.
Little
So her
Jet.
her her first baby, Jet Maxwell Lee Bassett, and she
How
said
old
he
is
has.
she?
How old is Candace? I don't think she's that old. I want to say she's around. Oh yeah, she's 37. So I was gonna say she's around my age, and she sure is. She's a year younger than me. And her husband is 46. And what I don't like about this, look, let me just start off by saying I'm happy for her. Congratulations to them and everything. That baby is beautiful. I like his name and everything. But honey, it's just something about a black girl, a young black girl of that who comes from money, dating and procreating with the poor white man. And not just a poor white man, but a poor white man who has three other kids of his own.
Mm. Yeah, she did pull him up out the dirt, didn't she?
And did.
And why?
And it says right here in this article, Jet joins Owen, who's 22. That's Chris's first son. Mateo, who is 14, and his youngest, and Naya, who was the youngest daughter up until now, the youngest to now, who Naya is 10 years old. And this is Chris's three kids from two, not one, but two previous relationships.
Two baby mama.
Hmm.
You know he only married her because she got money.
It's a possibility. Now I won't give him that. I do think he, because when I watch the show, it looks like he genuinely, really, really loves Candace, and he puts up with all her crying and everything. But it's just something about it. And then in the show, he likes to tell her what to do with her money. Like, I'd be
Well,
damned if a poor person gonna tell me what to do with my money.
her mother
Well, you know,
had
money
the
could
money.
make you love, 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 love somebody too.
Her
Touche.
mama had the money. She didn't have any at first. She
Yep.
started making money, but her mother had the money because the first house they had, her mama was paying for that.
Touche. Yep. You are absolutely right. But congratulations. She says, I look at him and envision all the adventures we're going to have throughout my pregnancy. When I would talk to him in my stomach, I would say, I can't wait to see who you're going to be. And that's been the joy in my heart that's continued after his birth. It's exciting to think about. I'm so ready for a lifetime of being on the sidelines cheering him on. I love to hear that. It says, Jay already
Yeah,
set up for success thanks to his first name, which translates from Hebrew to excellence and abundance.
yeah, she's been wanting a baby. I'm happy for her.
Hmm.
And that she's living her best life, whatever after the show, you know. And she can
Yep.
actually sing a little bit.
Yeah. She probably had the housewife out of all of them who tried to sing. She is definitely the best one, like the best sounding one. Now the music may not be that good, but she does have the best voice.
Yeah, she doesn't sound bad.
So in other words, the bar is in hell. Got it.
Honestly, especially after Kim Zolciak. Yes.
Oh, child. And what was the other girl's name? Well, you never watched Love and Marriage Hip Hop. I mean, Huntsville.
No.
The girl on there is an actress as well as a singer. I can't think of her name right now, but she wasn't half. I mean, she wasn't a Kim Zolciak for sure. I don't think she sounds as good as Candace, but she wasn't too bad. She's been in a few shows.
Okay. I looked it up after the show, like I put singer and actress from Love and Marriage Huntsville and see who pops up.
Yeah.
Now, remember earlier in the back chat, I was teasing Cup and told him that, come on to the show because I'm gonna have a story about Coochie, and that's your jam. Because
Coochie time.
it's like we could be talking about a whole host of subjects, but the first time somebody mentions anything about a vagina, Cup gonna be the first one to reply. Y'all,
He
I don't know if
will.
y'all noticed that pattern.
I have. He pops up in the chat.
Oh, I
Yes, he
have.
does.
Oh, I have. And then he be in my phone DMing me. Hey,
Hmm.
I'm like, y'all get the fuck on and going. But excuse me, I forgot to record it. I just said, boy, bye. Boy, bye. I've evolved.
And I called his ass out. I was like, "How come anytime we talk about coochie, and I capitalize all the words of coochie, that your ass is replying?" But anyway, he just fun to tease. But anyway, the story that I'm sharing is a story from Allure, and it says that women are actually getting their labias puffed.
Oh, Lord.
Yes, honey. And then there's a urologist who says that this is so common that she believes in the near future is actually going to be like in the same class of like how people look at breast implants.
Child.
So they say it's a procedure called the labia puff, and it's really called the labia majora puff. It's a cosmetic procedure to help plump and or smooth the outer labia, typically using a cosmetic filler. Yes, the same stuff that goes in the lips on your face, or like what they use for fat transfers. Doctors have been treating labia majora atrophy. Certified urologist. Her name is Finwa Millhouse from Maryland. Oh no, I'm sorry. This says excuse me, y'all. It said Fenwell Millhouse and it said MD. I'm thinking the MD stands for Maryland. No, MD medical doctor. My bad, y'all. It says thanks to term labia puff came a bit later. She first heard about it 10 years ago and says the procedure has gotten more popular every year. One day it's going to be a household type of thing where we will talk about it the way we talk about breast implants. Yep. So how this works? So is it in the same line as remember how when I even tweeted about this one time where they were doing where men were like getting cosmetic fillers in their penis, and it don't the only thing that that did was make their flaccid penis look bigger, but it didn't affect their erect penis, and it didn't help them perform better for sex either way.
Wait a minute now. Wait a goddamn minute. What you say? Because
Yes,
I don't get
honey.
involved in the heterosexual conversation, but they were doing what?
Yes, there was a
And
lot
it's
of
not
men.
affecting performance.
It is not. So they just
It's
getting this simply
they're
for
just getting
cosmetic
it done
purposes.
just to look good, to take dick
Yep.
pictures.
And I
Nasty.
imagine this from what I'm reading from this article here. That's what the same thing as the labia majora puff does. Like it doesn't
Well,
affect.
yeah, because like if you're a sex worker, you do porn videos and stuff and pictures. Yeah, I mean, you want it to look good or whatever. You know what I'm saying? For the aesthetic. Man,
I
shit.
think for the men, it just added girth. I mean, it probably feels a little different, size wise, but it doesn't help you perform or anything.
Again, just to take pictures. That's what we saying?
Yeah.
It's it's a selfie thing? Okay.
Pretty much, honey. They wanted like Glorilla showing off their moose knuckle. But they want to make sure the moose knuckle is good and plump before going on camera.
Mm. And that's something you have to repeat. It doesn't stay there.
Yeah,
Touch
like
that up.
moose knuckle. I'm gonna have to say, hey, you ain't got no. That ain't no moose knuckle. Like, look at that performance or just picture. Lord Jesus.
So now when a woman goes to like a surgeon or somebody who does cosmetic procedures and they say I want lip fillers, now the doctor gonna have to say, well, which lips are you talking about?
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Both.
Hello,
Cause
both.
both. Cause the Gucci lips like and the regular lip look.
Tell that I want to look like the Claremont twins, honey. Just plump everything, every piece of lip you can find, plump it up. Not a tomato.
Tomatoes. Girl, they look awful. I'm sorry, Auntie.
I agree with you, but what I respect is how both of them they wanted this. Like they wanted to have that bimbo type look, and hey,
And
and they
there's
doing it
some
together.
there's somebody out there that like that look.
Yep.
You
Go ahead,
know,
Will.
come on.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't they go to jail for stealing a dead person's identity? And weren't they also caught talking about and engaging in bestiality?
Oh, I
That's
ain't
the
know about the
rumor.
bestiality.
Yeah, I've read that. I don't know how
Yeah,
true it is, but
What's bestiality? What's that?
Girl,
sex with
you don't
animals.
want to know.
Yes.
sex with
Ooh,
animals.
oh Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know which animal, but and there was also some talk on the timeline that came up again that they were having sex with each other, and of course they came out and denied that. But they do touchy feely stuff with each other on their OnlyFans or something like that. But they denied actually having sex with each other. So
Oh, I'm sure that they do that to get the numbers on
well,
their
yeah,
OnlyFans.
they do.
Mm-hmm.
But your sister, I mean, I could see you doing it with another woman, uh,
Yeah.
but your sister, it just seems it makes it a little more weird. But hey, if it gets views, that's what it's all about for them. But
So, so they
Hmm.
went to jail for the dead person's identity.
yeah, They did a little crime and little crime.
Look here, all them girls do a lot of crime in an identity. Them rapper girl, what's her name?
Who, Cardi B?
No, the ones that we watched on that show that Joe Sean went to, and they had on the brown outfit.
Oh, the City
Oh, oh,
Girls.
The
City
city
Girl.
girls went to they got arrested too for
Well,
identity.
JT from the City Girls. Yep, it was
Yep.
Young Miami. She won't in jail.
hmm JT, because she was working at a hotel front desk.
Hmm. And if y'all ever seen the show Rap Shit, that was one of Issa Rae's shows that was on HBO Max.
hmm
It was like they did a fictionalized version of that. So one of the rapper girls, she was actually working at a hotel and taking people credit cards and taking photos of them to buy stuff and like MacBooks and iPads and stuff like that, scamming, and
Stupid,
got caught at the end of season one.
stupid stuff.
Hmm.
Not even like, you know what I mean? Then she was having it mailed to her address and all that shit. Girl,
They
dumb.
had a secretary at the hospital was doing that with patients who expired. She was stealing their identity. I mean, she had a whole house and buying Cadillacs. I mean, she was spending a lot of money because sometimes wealthy people, come through there, and the families all concerned with the dead person and making arrangements and so forth. So it took them a minute to actually get those, charges noticed that she was doing. I mean, she spent big time. She definitely went to prison.
That is
Yeah,
crazy.
we have a nurse. Well, I don't think she'd do it, to be honestly. The patient called the police while she was in the hospital, saying somebody went and took her money. But this woman got dementia. This is the same woman asking for supplies and stuff, and say she don't nobody give her no money, no supplies and stuff, and she always complaining and talk about, you didn't give me my meds. I was like, what you mean? We got a two-tier system. When I give you controlled medication, you got to put your thumb on this thing, And she was making all kind of, and the same woman, I told that girl, you better watch that woman. That woman made a complaint, called the police. They suspended the nurse till they do the investigation. I said, I just think it was wrong, just wrong.
That is crazy. And I
Mhm.
know nurses are people too, but you just kind of, maybe it's just me, but I just kind of expect a little bit more.
From
Like,
them because of their oath and honor. Fuck no.
yeah,
Heck no. Some of them nurses, especially the older ones, they burnt out. They demon. They demon. I heard one of them telling a patient. You should hear the stuff they tell patients. And some of them get away with it. One, because there's a shortage for good nurse, and like they get away with stuff. The girls like, this baby coming out of me. You weren't thinking about no baby when you were laying with this man. You better stop all that
uh-uh,
noise. Yes, yes, yes. She told that girl to stop all that hollering, and she's not even dilated. You stop all that noise, and you keep pressing this call light for nothing. We can't do anything. We
girl, my
cannot
mouth
do.
is on the floor right now. Are you
Girl,
for real?
girl, auntie, she just it just flow out of her mouth. Oh, I should get my pain medication. This is not a pain pumping clinic. You are not going to get this medicine for another 4 hours. So that medication that you just got, as you told her, you better bite it a little at a time or take it out your mouth because you ain't getting no more.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh, but oh my God.
What you mean? I laugh too, Auntie.
'Cause that is horrible.
And the woman she first of all, you can't put a patient on a bedpan and leave him like too long. You got to give him privacy. You know, I'm gonna go out the door, go by the curtain or whatever, but you can't just put him on the bedpan and then go charge. You
Oh
can't do
my
that.
God.
And she put the lady on the bedpan, and I'm like, hey, didn't you put that lady on the bedpan? That pee ain't coming no time. So I said, girl, you need to go get that
Mm-mm.
lady off of that bedpan.
But hey, if she's in a position to where she can do that and still keep her job because of the shortage of good nurses, I hate to say it, but hey, talk your shit, girl, but do your job. But talk your shit, cause
You know?
I'll tell you, honey, look, what I tell you, I value nurses like none other. And I hate to say this, but I kind of value them more than doctors because they are the ones that's actually doing the work with the patients.
Yeah,
The doctor
because
he'll
they
come
don't
in
pay
and
us enough. They don't pay us enough for
hmm
what we do. They don't pay us enough because the shit, I'm telling you, the shit that we do, the stuff that we do, standing on our feet, our whole body hurt, back hurt, everything. They can't pay us enough. They don't pay us good enough to put up with that stuff. We are the front line of telling the doctor. And every now and then you gotta cuss one of them motherfuckers out.
well,
Like,
don't say too much, girl, on a recorded line.
I don't give a fuck what they gonna. I ain't saying no name. I ain't violating no HIPAA probation. I ain't saying nothing. And what you gonna do? Kiss my ass. Shit.
Well,
First one.
shout out to all the nurses. Your auntie Derek loves you, honey.
Ain't nobody like Jermaine. She don't.
Hello.
She don't need no ultrasound to do no pick line. Ow, 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 ow.
Hey yo,
Okay. She can do a pick line up in the air in the helicopter. Ow, ow. Skill, skill.
Well, I have two more stories for today. The first one is that rumors have come out. So y'all heard about Hugh Jackman filing for divorce, right, from his longtime wife. So now the reason came out of why they're getting the divorce, and people are speculating that it's due to his relationship with Sutton Foster. And I just shared a link from OK Magazine, and y'all see the headline says right there: Hugh Jackman and Sutton Foster's romance is the reason the actor got divorced from Deborah Lee Furness.
they've been married quite a while, haven't they?
They have been, yep, 27 years.
Hmm.
And then the crazy thing about this though, because they you remember, if y'all remember anything about Sutton Foster, she announced her divorce from her husband back at the end of October. And then they got pictures of them being comfortable, her and Hugh Jackman being all comfortable and all together on the red carpet and stuff. So yes, honey. So now they have a thing going on. I don't think either of them confirmed that because I haven't seen them either of them confirm it. But yeah, people and the crazy thing about this story is that people who were on Broadway, like they said, it was kind of the Broadway people are saying that this was like a well-known secret. Like pretty much everybody in Broadway knew, but they didn't say anything out of respect for the two actors because they really love Jackman and they really love Foster. So yeah. It sounds like they've been canoodling for a long time, and I guess the wife, Miss Deborah Lee, she had enough and divorced his ass after being with her for 27 years.
Well, sound like he was already gone anyway.
Hmm.
Might as might as well.
Well, let's just go ahead and add Miss Sutton Foster to a list of people that is not allowed around my man. And matter of fact, my man can't even watch Shrek because I don't even want him to get no idea. You can't watch Shrek, you can't watch Shrek the musical, nothing.
You
I'm
ain't
not
got
taking
no
no chance.
man. How about that?
Well, if I had one, Sutton Foster would not be allowed around here. And the last story I saw, now y'all probably saw this, like, cause it happened shortly after the show ended yesterday. But Ray J claimed that somebody tried to shoot him.
Huh?
Uh
Oh, sorrows, sorrows, prayers.
huh.
Oh.
So I just shared a clip from Hot New Hip Hop, and Ray J, he got on his IG live on the story. It wasn't a live, but it was a story, and he was pretty. And I don't want to play the video because I don't want nothing to happen to the stream or whatever. But he was pretty much saying, okay, and this came after it was reported that he got into a fight with Diddy's kids in the club, and Chris Brown tried to break it up.
Mm-hmm.
So they think people are thinking this hasn't been confirmed yet, but people thinking that Diddy's kids had something to do with this. Mainly, they think it was Christian who set this up, but they ain't nobody confirm anything. But that's just what people are saying.
I have the concept of thoughts and prayers for Ray J.
Hello, he said after even after this shooting, he ain't apologized for nothing he said or nothing he did. Just like a true Capricorn. Sorry, Chris, but just like a true Capricorn man, honey. It's that woo, honey.
I wish that for him. I hope he continues to stand on business. I really wish, I really hope that for him. I love it for him, actually. I want him to do more of it, actually.
Hmm. The business that matters though, like taking care of Princess and them kids, and not supporting Trump.
Well, either way, I I just wish that so much for him. Continue to stand on business and whatever it is that he believes in. I want all of that for him. I wish everything he wishes for himself or everything he
Oh,
works for. I wish that for him. Absolutely. Hmm.
I know that's right. Well, hopefully one day Brandon will unblock his number and they'll have a little chat.
Barely that vocal Bible alone.
Well, y'all, that was all the tea I had for today. So before we head out, I always like to ask, did y'all have any tea that y'all want to talk about or any tea that I might have missed? Yes, go ahead, Will.
I have one today. I'm not sure if you all are paying attention or aware of what's happening with these social platforms. However, X/Twitter is steadily on the decline, so the great migration is happening. So, which is sad considering the people that have built the app to what it is now in terms of the social commentary, being the pulse of like pop culture in general over the past what almost 20 years is now gone to hell, and people are moving elsewhere. But I think it was a matter of time. Like I said yesterday, and whoever said it originally, at the end of the day, the day has got to end. And so I guess for that social platform, the day is ending relatively quickly. So
So where are we going?
I don't know. I don't know. But Leon is like, I believe in the terms and conditions that are coming out on Friday. Like all the disputes that are happening in terms of like people getting being harassed are going to be positioned or designated to two courts in northern Texas who are known to be extremely conservative. So, and then on top of that, utilizing folks' tweets, not post tweets, as a means to train AI robots and whatnot. So people are leaving in quickly.
A lot of people going to Blue Sky, Marcel. That's what I've seen. A lot of people
Blue
post.
Sky? Then we still. That's the one that
We have
the
a
Twitter people them started, right?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we do have profiles over there, so
Yeah.
that's where they're
Well.
going. A lot of people have gone.
Oh, okay. 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 Well, let me know when we migrating.
I
So.
definitely understand why people are leaving, and but I just feel like Will said, some of us have actually put in time and work. Some of us made
Mhm.
names for ourselves on Twitter. Some of us have gotten paid because of opportunities because of Twitter. So they're gonna have to shut the shit down for me to not go on there. And I hate who run it. I swear I do. But I'm not letting that motherfucker mess up my good thing that I've built on there. Mm-mm.
Look at
But
that. That's look at that. You work so hard to build, and it only take a day for somebody to just chop you down.
Yeah, I
yep.
was having conversation with somebody in my DMs yesterday, and that's exactly what I told her. It's like I feel for y'all who have been on the platform for so long. I bet it feels like a physical move or a physical detachment for something that has been a part of you all's identity for such a long time. So I understand where you all are coming from. It's just unfortunate that it had to unfold this way.
Yep. Now, at the same time, though, like I said, I'm not going to leave Twitter, but I do have platform. I have accounts on all the like Blue Sky, Spill, Spoutable, every last one of them, because they've been talking about the great Twitter migration for maybe about 3 or 4 years now. So
Yeah.
I'm prepared, but I don't plan on as much as I can't stand Elon and his ugly ass. I don't. I love Twitter more than I hate Elon, and I will never call it X. So Elon can go straight to hell.
It makes total sense. I totally get it.
Unless he makes it totally unbearable to be there. I mean, I've learned so much from the scientists
Lord,
and
Lord.
doctors and things that I follow. It's, as long as I can still get that kind of information, and meeting you guys, um, I'll still come here. But a lot of those people that I follow in that vein have migrated to Blue Sky. Not to say they don't ever come over here anymore, but I see a lot of them saying that's where they're going. So,
Oh, y'all! I just got a TMZ alert. So they just released the cause of death for Quincy Jones, and it turns out it was pancreatic cancer.
oh,
Hmm. Rest in peace.
Yes,
yeah, they
rest in
buried
peace,
him
Quincy.
peacefully in a private family ceremony,
That's
as it
not.
should be. Hmm.
Did it get did he got a trial date?
Yes.
No,
Well, his third attempt at bail is set for next week, Friday, the 22nd at 2 p.m.
yeah, bail hearing.
Uh,
I think his real trial is supposed to start in May. Did they
Mm-hmm.
say May the 5th or something like that?
Yep. Yep. And chill, I was going to talk about that story that you sent me about, but I want to read more before I started talking
Yeah,
about it because I really don't know the details. But yeah, that scene, it was a model, somebody who was in Vogue. He was arrested for murder.
yeah.
So
I'm just
and he
giving you
looked a
the
little
information
zesty.
as I get it, for future programs.
Mm-hmm. Did y'all
Thank
have any other tea that I might have missed, or that y'all wanted to share? Oh, don't all speak at once.
no, no tea here. I'm just glad I'm able to come over here to support you.
I'm glad. I'm happy that when I tell you I'm grateful for that support, I love each and every one of you. So with that, thank you all for sipping with me for today's edition of Auntie Dare's Daytime Tea. We will be back tomorrow. Yes, we're having a show tomorrow, Thursday, Al.
I'm gonna
What?
faint. I'm really
And shout out to all the people who weren't able to be here live but are listening now. Like I always say, y'all are appreciated as well. And thank you so much for taking time of y'all busy day to sip with me. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Mwah.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye.